gingerbread man down. Clean up on aisle podcast.
You're listening to Clean Up on Aisle Podcast, the dirty truth about grocery stores. I'm Jeff Harmetz, joined as always by Adam Flixton. Hello, Adam.
Hey, Jeff. How you doing?
Oh, I'm okay. I think we have a little bit of personal business to clear up at the top of the show, right?
Well, I don't know what you're talking about.
All right. Well, I texted you earlier today, and I think you really misinterpreted my text, and I'm feeling very bad about that.
Oh.
And do you know what I'm talking about?
You were asking if I was going to Costco, and I said no.
Yes.
I didn't care about it.
Okay. Look. Okay. Everybody's got... You're a privileged Costco member.
Uh-huh.
And what is it called? Executive member?
I am an executive member. That's right.
You go early.
I can.
Or do you ever?
I have twice.
Okay. Why do you do executive member if you're not going early?
Because I thought they were going to send me the magazine to my house. That was a perk that I thought I was getting, and I didn't get that.
Okay.
B, I do think you get money back. So I think it winds up being kind of worth it, just on financial. And C, the time that I signed up, I was there an hour early, and I just wanted to do shopping.
Fair enough.
So that's it.
You know, I was recently lucky enough to be treated to the extra hour of shopping, the executive membership of shopping. And we'll get back to why you probably have a bone to pick with me.
I don't.
Later on, but... oh boy, I guess we're going to go all the way back to this. I'm sorry to just throw you right into the deep end today, Adam. Mm-hmm. We were visiting my parents in Long Beach.
Yeah.
I've had a weird battery in my car for a minute.
Okay.
And I took it to a place, and the guy at the place, the car place, tested the battery and said, you know what, it's okay. You got like 27% left on it. You don't need to replace it.
All right.
So I've been running on kind of a whack battery. Mm-hmm. The battery is 7 years old, 6 years old, I think. And the car shakes. Sometimes I have to like jiggle it a little bit to make it start the car or whatever. We were in Long Beach, California, where I grew up, and we were taking my dog to the dog beach. So we took two cars. We took my car, and my parents were in a car. Mm-hmm. So in my car is my girlfriend, my dog, and my little nephew, who is 7 years old. Mm-hmm. And my partner asked if we could stop and get her a coffee. She's an Australian lady. She likes Australian coffee. She gets a flat white. We missed the spot. I missed the turn for the place we wanted to go. And I said, I think I know of a different coffee shop. So we went to this coffee shop, parked in front of it, did this big elaborate parking thing. My partner goes in, and 30 seconds later storms out of the coffee shop. Mm-hmm. And she says, that lady she said she didn't even know what a flat white is. Mm-hmm. Do you know what a flat white is, Adam?
Not really, no.
It's a coffee type. It's got milk. It's an Australian latte, kind of.
Okay.
And most places will have it. This turned out to be a very, a little snobby of a pour-over place.
Okay.
So they don't do lattes. They don't do milk. You go in and they say, what mood are you in today? Are you in a fruity mood?
Well, she was in a flat white mood.
She was, and they could not accommodate.
Yeah.
So she stormed out, and as she stormed out, my car wouldn't start. So there was a bit of a fiasco at the coffee shop, and now we're stuck in front of this coffee shop, unable to go anywhere. The car breaks down only at the most embarrassing possible times. Mm-hmm. So I sorted it out, and my dad took me to Costco that morning to get a new car battery.
There you go.
It's a great place to get a car battery, right?
It is. And tires too, that kind of stuff, yeah.
So it was very early in the morning. My family gets up super early, and we got there, and I didn't even realize that my dad is an executive member, and we went in the early hour.
Yep.
I think we got there. When does it early open? 9 o'clock?
It's 1 hour before then they open, but the one here opens at 10, so it's 9 o'clock.
Okay. Yep. Let's say for the purposes of the story, we got there at 9:30.
Okay.
We go in. There is a crowd of people at 9:30 waiting to be let in at 10.
Yep.
You've seen this.
That's why I went to the front of the line and I said, sign me up for whatever membership gets me to not do this line.
But why are people waiting at 9:30 to get in at 10? Can't you just go at 10?
I guess there's probably some stuff they're trying to get that they think is going to sell out or something, or maybe this is just part of their regular routine. I don't know why you would wait.
Okay.
Like, I would just wait in my car or something.
Yeah, or just go at 11. Like, is there like hype beasts? Is it like Supreme? You have to get the Kirkland sweatshirt that they only have 100 of?
That does occasionally happen. There were some Kirkland Nike Dunks that sold out in like seconds at Costco.
Okay.
But I don't imagine that you happened to be there on a drop day, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I've never seen people like frothing at the mouth 30 minutes early. Like with carts, there was like they were all pointed at the thing.
Yeah.
Like we kind of cut through
All
the
in
front
all
of them.
yeah.
I could not believe it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it pays to be an executive member at Costco.
You get money back too at the end of the year.
All right. So you would recommend it?
If you go there on a moderate to regular basis, yes.
All right. So, look, you're a Costco executive member. Just being a Costco member itself is something special.
Yeah.
It's a membership. You are a member of a club. You might even call it a price club.
Yeah.
Although
If you're living
legally
in
you can't.
1991, yeah.
But you're like paying money to get special privileges to be able to shop at Costco and to go to Costco an hour early. So does it chap your hide when a layabout deadbeat like me says, "Hey, are you going to Costco this week? And can I hitch a ride?"
No. I mean, look, I am a people pleaser. I like helping my friends out. If I had more notice, I would have made my schedule and made it work and stuff like that. But unfortunately, we both have something at the end of the week, and my week's pretty full.
Okay.
So that's basically it. But no, it didn't chap my. I would have loved to have said yes, like let's do it. But it just didn't work out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just curious. I texted you. I mean, I can pull up the text.
Sure.
And, I'm a bit of an overthinker, as I think you are as well. But, okay, I said, want to record at 5, which it's 5 right now. We're recording. I said, so are you planning a Costco run this week? And you said, oh, no, definitely no Costco plan. And are you trying to stock up for this thing that we got going this weekend? And I said, yes. And then I said, I'll be down the hill on Tuesday, so I can sort myself out. And you're like, oh, yeah, I can't do Tuesday. And did you have the impression that I was telling you we should go to Costco on Tuesday together?
Yes.
That is not what I meant.
Okay. I did have that impression. I wasn't chafed or anything, whatever the word you used was. But I did have that impression that you were like, well, I'm going to be already down there. So if you have an extra hour.
No, I was not. So basically, I'm just going to fill you in on what I'm trying to acquire. I had it in my head that I was going to prepare a leg of lamb in the next few days in advance of the thing over the weekend. And the local places do not sell leg of lamb most of the time. So our local grocery stores here in the high desert, pretty normal grocery stores, they typically will only sell a leg of lamb around Easter, or sometimes they bump up the lamb that they have on New Year's. That said, I do know that larger stores like Costco that are down the hill are more likely to have a leg of lamb ready to go. I would imagine Costco always has leg of lamb ready to roll.
That's an Easter meal?
Absolutely. It's like, Jesus
is
Christ.
the Lamb of God.
Yeah,
so
blood of the Lamb, etc.
You're eating him.
That's what have you ever had communion wafer?
Yeah.
That's the whole point of the thing is you got to eat the guy.
Yeah.
He saves your soul and then you eat his head.
All right.
So yeah, so when I was saying I guess what I was trying to imply was that no sweat if we can't go to Costco. I will be down the hill on Tuesday and I can get the stuff that I need to get at a different store, a non-Costco store that's down the hill in the Palm Springs area. That's what we call it in the high desert.
For sure.
And I can go to Winco where we went, which I did peep their lamb at Winco. They do have lamb at Winco. Or even a Jensen's or a Gelson's, just bigger stores, more stores down the hill. I'll find the thing that I need without having to go to Costco.
For sure.
So that's what I tried to imply, that I would be able to sort myself out, and you took it as, you're telling me to come down to Costco on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, whatever. It was a miscommunication. It didn't bother me in any significant way.
I would be so bothered by that miscommunication.
Oh, really?
I absolutely would.
Okay.
So thank you for giving me the grace of not getting pissed off that I tried twice to blindside you and trick you into going to Costco with me. When was the last time you went to Costco?
Well, that's the thing, is it's been too long, which is making me wonder about my executive membership. Not only that, I have I have my gift, my yearly gift certificate that I haven't spent. And
What is
it's burning a hole in my pocket?
I don't know the yearly gift certificate.
That's what you get back from the executive membership at the end of the year. You get money back.
Is it a percentage of what you've spent at Costco?
I think it's 1%.
Okay.
So I have about $250.
I was about to ask if you were willing to share that information. And we can bleep that out if you don't want people to know what you're spending at Costco.
What?
$250?
Yeah.
All right.
What is that? That's $2,500. Mm-hmm. Wait, or is that 10%? So I don't know how much it is. I have $250. I definitely didn't spend $25,000. If whatever the math is, should we? Let me do the math.
Okay. Oh, excuse me. I had a little White Claw go down the wrong hole.
Yeah. Okay. I definitely didn't spend $25,000. So I don't know what it is, but I do have $250.
Did they give you like a bonus amount, a signing bonus for becoming an executive member?
Maybe it's like this amount of money for certain. I don't even know. I got to do some research.
You're like the Tim Tebow of grocery stores. You get a signing bonus.
Yeah.
And that's a great example, and he reflects all of your politics and ideas.
I love a Tebow. He's also a very current reference, which I love. So yeah.
All right. Well, when do you think you're next at Costco?
I mean, I'm overdue. Okay. So within the next few weeks, I would say. I would hope.
All right. I would have taken the trip down with you if you'd already had one planned, but I wouldn't want you to make a special trip on my behalf. There are other places I can go. The Winco's a little bit further, but I can get it at the Winco if necessary. So there you go. I have one more little bit of weird. You shared your personal matter of grocery store stuff, and I had a weird grocery store buy today. Before the record, I stopped at a local Stater Brothers, and I bought a tall boy of White Claw, cranberry. I don't know if you can get this flavor at a lot of places locally. That's the only place I know where you can buy the cranberry White Claw Surge, which is extra alcohol, and a 50-pack of heartburn medicine.
Okay. Not connected.
Yeah, I love to. I think the guy looked at what I was buying and looked up at me and kind of laughed about it. He looked at me and was like, okay, that's funny. He wasn't trying to be funny. I wouldn't have gone to the grocery store just to get the White Claw, but I am in desperate need of my antacids for all of the White Claw that I drink.
He was about to card you, but then you put the Tums down and then he stopped.
Best way to not get carded is to buy, your antacids.
Yeah.
I need a bottle of Jack and a thing of Alka-Seltzer. Or Tums? Alka-Seltzer?
Tums, yeah.
I always joke the Jose Chung. I do the Jose Chung a lot.
Okay.
Are you familiar with Jose Chung?
From outer space, but I don't understand the reference in context with this.
So there is the X-Files episode Jose Chung's from Outer Space. It's Charles Nelson Riley plays a reporter, a sci-fi writer who investigates a crime. Great episode. I would say the best episode of any television show ever, in my personal humble opinion. I think it's so phenomenal. They did do a follow-up in an episode of Millennium, which was a loose spin-off of X-Files called Jose Chung's Doomsday Defense. Much worse episode.
Yeah, watchable, but nowhere close to as good.
And in this episode, Jose Chung is seen at his writer's desk pouring himself a shot of whiskey and dropping 2 Alka-Seltzers into the whiskey.
There you go.
So anytime I take back a Zantac with a shot of rye or whatever, I call it doing the Jose Chung.
Yeah. They should serve that at bars.
And do we have a little bit of grocery store business to get into before we get to the topic at hand?
I don't have any.
Okay, I do.
Okay.
And I think it's relevant to what we wanted to talk about a little bit today. Have you heard of this guy, Robert F. Kennedy Jr.?
Yes.
You may know him from his animal mangling and his infidelities. Alleged infidelities, alleged animal manglings.
Worm brain.
Yeah, he got his brain eaten out by a worm.
He's also got a mellifluous voice. Smooth and sultry.
Yes. So he has been trying to get the Food and Drug Administration to set a definition for ultra-processed foods, which is kind of it's a vague category. Like, I don't think that it's like a specifically recognized thing, but he is against ultra-processed foods. And, you can make the case that maybe a Tater Tot is it's not ultra-processed, but it's processed. And that was supposed to come out earlier this week, and it was delayed. And they said, like so much government stuff, they said it's going to be announced at a, quote, later date. No, time frame of the announcement of ultra-processed foods. But even though the FDA has not designated a definition of what ultra-processed food was, I was like, well, what do they mean specifically by that? And JohnsHopkins.com does have like kind of this is not the official FDA definition of ultra-processed foods, but I thought it was a useful one.
Okay.
Like, when you think of ultra-processed foods, what do you think of?
I don't know. I mean, I think it's a contradiction. I think it's impossible to pin down. But I'm curious to hear if somebody tried and was successful.
Well, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and the Food and Drug Administration have so far been unsuccessful. According to JohnsHopkinsUniversity.com, which that's one of those websites where if you have like a spot on your cheek and you go onto the website, then you will come out being convinced that you have like the Black Plague.
Wait, Johns Hopkins?
I think so.
No, that's a reputable. That's where I was born. Actually, was Johns Hopkins Hospital.
It's a reputable thing, but it's one of those websites where you are self-diagnosing yourself.
Right. It's like right. Yes.
Not to dispute. I mean, I think there's good information on WebMD as
but
well.
Because if you are searching the lightest of thing, then you'll see the worst case scenario for sure.
But they say they use the examples of energy drinks, instant oatmeal, sliced bread, or hot dogs. And they say...
Say it again. Say the...
Energy drinks, instant oatmeal, sliced bread, or hot dogs.
But that's not a definition. Okay, but you keep going.
So they're saying these are the examples. Their definition is foods have one or more ingredients that wouldn't be found in a kitchen. Like a chemical-based preservative, emulsifiers like hydrogenated oils, sweeteners like high fructose corn syrup, artificial colors and flavors. And they say UPFs undergo processing techniques like pre-frying, molding, extrusion, fractioning, and other chemical alterations to leave the final products bearing almost no resemblance to the original ingredients.
So it's the transformation is a big part of it.
I think that, as we're going to get into with the Tater Tots from Ore-Ida, I mean... This is food that you can't make in a home kitchen, essentially. I don't keep hydrogenated oil in my house to, thicken peanut butter with or whatever.
Right.
I don't have an extruder that, I can make a Cheeto with. I can push like a corn paste through and then, extrude it into kind of a hot oven where it puffs up and becomes like a crispy thing. I think that's their definition of ultra-processed, where you're making a face.
I mean, I saw someone make tater tot, and they just used a spoon, and they just and it was basically like they basically made latkes to religious of us. They just made latkes, and
only
then
religious guys eat latkes.
Yeah, exactly. And then they just put them in a spoon, and they sort of par cooked them. That was the one difference. Par cooked them a little bit before they mashed them together, and then that was it.
Okay.
It was not. I mean, I understand maybe there are some preservatives in the Ore-Ida ones that aren't there, but they're also frozen. So I don't know. I guess, look, where I really fall down on this, on a really deep way, is that all food is processed, all food. So, like, we have already done a lot of research about vegetables. Almost all vegetables are washed with, like, a bleach solution. And I do technically have bleach in my kitchen, but it's not for cooking.
That's right.
And meat is heavily, like even the most barest of chicken breasts is heavily processed. At least 99% of it.
I would argue, and again, I'm not the FDA and I'm not Robert F. Kennedy Jr., though Lord wish I was, because he's so cool and hot in his jeans. But I when you're talking like processed versus ultra processed, I'm thinking of like peanut butter versus like Jif or Skippy smooth peanut butter, where it's like they blended in oil in a manufacturing process. Or another example, American cheese versus like, a white cheddar, the white cheddar from New Zealand that they sell at Trader Joe's.
Even that one, man.
I'm not disputing that they're both processed.
I watched a video where a guy made American cheese, and this was kind of what he was trying to say. He's trying to be like, this is just cheese. Yeah, I mean, it's maybe a milk product or whatever the definition is, but like, it's you use milk and you use salt and you use. It's like not some weird thing, and that's kind of. I guess on some level, the mere act of trying to find this line, I think is missing the reality of what we eat.
Okay, I think we disagree on this a little bit. Where I do think that there is that indefinable line. Like, did you watch a guy make American cheese on YouTube or whatever?
I did. I've
seen recipes for it. I've actually always wanted to try it, but I've never actually done it. It is a bit of a pain.
Yeah.
But I can kind of spot a world of difference between, cheese and American cheese, really. And I know that's a fine distinction, and I appreciate that you don't want to make that. But I guess I do.
Yeah.
What would you call an ultra-processed food then?
See, to me, the only ones that I truly care about are ones that have been proven, like, Yellow 5 and Red 40. Like, those have been proven to be bad, and they have no nutritional or beneficial quality. So, like, wouldn't necessarily call that ultra-processed, but I would call those chemicals that we probably just shouldn't be fucking with because there's no reason for it. Beyond that, like, I don't know, man.
I mean, an energy drink doesn't feel natural in the slightest way. I could put together an energy drink at home, but it wouldn't have, my nootropics and my caffeine and stuff.
Right, yeah. I mean, that's like, I guess, oh, gosh, I don't know. It's hard for me to go with because, at first I was going to say, like, maybe there's something about isolating a specific, like, core part of a product and then putting, like, that's what they do with the energy drinks. They make caffeine and then they, but, like, I don't know. That's what flour is. It's like what a lot of actual regular stuff is. So
yeah.
I don't know, man.
Okay. It's like they're refining uranium for nuclear warhead purposes, but we make it for energy drink.
Yeah.
Refining the caffeine.
I mean, yeah. You're kind of making a pornography. I know it when I see it.
Absolutely, and I definitely also know pornography when I see it too.
Yeah. But everybody's definition is slightly different. Yeah.
Well, everybody's definition is soon going to be Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s definition. So we'll all be defined by how hot you are by wearing jeans in the ice plunge, and by ultra processed foods from RFK Jr.
All right.
So stay tuned. Let's talk Ore-Ida. The reason that you kind of brought this topic to the table is, you said I said something in a recent episode?
You told me that they're called potato puffs and not tater tots. And I didn't know that was a definitional thing. Now I do, for sure. But I didn't at the time.
Well, so I think, Tater Tots is a registered trademark, and the story of Tater Tots very much goes hand in hand with the story of Ore-Ida, the company that invented Tater Tots. And what's your background with Tater Tots?
I never actually no, that's not true. I mean, whatever. I was a pretty normal background. I've had them at fast food restaurants my whole life. Gotten them at bowling alley type places, and I've made them a fair bit in like an oven or air fryer or something like that. They're pretty easy, and they're pretty good approximation without deep frying. I think better than oven fries generally, but yeah.
Did you eat them in your home growing up, or was this, you said bowling alley?
Yeah, I'm thinking of that kind of place where you get nachos, or you get, it's like not good food, but it's hot and satisfying. Yeah, I don't know. What about you?
I don't think I came around to tater tots or potato puffs or potato gems, as they're sometimes called. Like.
Potato gems.
Yeah, what?
No, we'll talk about the naming.
Okay. But I feel like it was kind of not a fast food, but a school lunch thing. Like they would serve them to you when you would go get a public school lunch, which I did. I wasn't always a public school lunch. I sometimes robbed my lunch. I sometimes would eat lunch at school. it was 90 cents. You'd give them $1 and they'd give you a dime back, and you'd put your dime in your sock for the rest of the day, and it would get like lost in the sock, and you'd have to keep like taking your shoe off to get the dime out.
That's such an old-timey story. It's like something your grandfather would tell you.
Yeah. And that was my first experience really with the tater tot. Mm-hmm. They were not deep fried at the school. I assume that school cafeterias have a deep fryer, but
they just oven, right? Oven.
Yeah, I think they probably just would do them in huge batches in the oven, and they were always a little soggy, a little good.
Yeah, that cafeteria sogginess is bringing back a lot of memories. Yeah,
and I didn't really click back into them as like a fun food. Like, I don't feel like I ever saw them on menus until like the last 15 years. Like, in my experience, they were always cafeteria food. And then I can't speak to exactly like when in my life I started seeing them on menus and stuff, or I saw people getting into them, but they became more of a presence in my life. My partner really enjoys them. And, you know, I think... So I've never been to Home State, which is a chain of Mexican restaurants based in Los Angeles.
It's Texan restaurant.
It is from Texas, or they're doing Texas food?
I don't know about that, but I would not call it Mexican.
It's Tex-Mex.
Yeah, it's Tex-Mex, but it's hard tea Tex-Mex.
Yes, and my understanding is that it started in California because Texas transplants wanted to have Texas-style food in California. That's why it's called Home State, because it's not, you know, they're missing their home state of Texas. And I guess that it is a Texas thing that you do a breakfast taco with like a potato tot in it. The first time I went to Austin, we got to go get the breakfast tacos at this place, and it has the tater tot in it, and I'm like, whoa, this is wild. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
That was maybe when it first clicked for me as an adult. There's a restaurant locally that I would basically just say is kind of ripping off Home State that does a breakfast taco that has the tater tot in it. And my partner's obsessed with that. And she's always like, we got to go get that breakfast taco. And I'm like, you just like the tater tots. We could do that at home. So we started doing tater tots at home. I was never a frozen potato at home guy. Ever. I'm like, if you're having French fries, you go out, you get the French fries. When I started getting more serious about cooking at home, I would do moulets frites, which is mussels and fries, the classic French dish.
Okay.
And you get the mussels, and I know how to make mussels at home. I'm not making French fries at home.
Yeah.
So I used to actually go to a fast food restaurant while the mussels were cooking and like get fries and bring them in. But I found that doing the frozen potatoes works pretty well, right?
Oven fries are tough. You can fuck up oven fries pretty easily.
Absolutely.
Either undercook them or overcook them or wrong temperature or something like that. When you do them right, I think they're really good.
Yeah.
But it's not a foolproof to do them right. Yeah.
So here, I agree with you, and especially with like the shoestring fries or what we're doing when we're doing moulets frites. And so as we started getting more into like, you know, I've been getting into making smash burgers at home and like serving up fries and stuff. The tater tots, the potato puffs, have a huge margin of error, like a way bigger margin of error for when you're cooking them at home in the oven than the French fries do. Would you agree with that?
No.
Okay, are you struggling with your homemaking potato tots?
The tater tots seem easier to cook for me than...
Yeah, no, that's what I mean.
Oh,
I see. Bigger margin of error.
Yes.
So it's a small margin. Like you get it, you can leave them in for an extra 5 minutes, and they're not going to be bad.
That's right.
A lot easier to make. So I've started getting into making like the potato tots at home. Like it's this resurgence of like the Tex-Mex style breakfast tacos, plus late in life getting into making like the frozen potato stuff, which I didn't. We didn't do that at home. We didn't have French fries at home. That wasn't like something we did. That's like going out to a McDonald's or a Jack in the Box kind of situation. So it's a little new to me to keep all this stuff on hand. And
what do you eat them with?
Well, I'm really proud of this. Like a couple Labor Days ago, or maybe it was just some random summer, I invited like local friends over for Burger Day, and I We got high-end buns from a local bakery. I ground all the meat. I made pickles from scratch. I made the sauce from scratch. Everything was like as much from scratch as I could make it. And then just a big 5-pound bag of potato tots on the side. And everybody thought that was like pretty cute to do. Like put all the time and effort into the burgers and just make the tots. But people eat the tots.
Oh, yeah.
So I will serve them with burgers. I do keep the fries on hand for moulets frites, or like if it's just me making a meal, you know, if I'm doing like, I'll make a burger for myself, like a lamb burger if my partner's away or whatever, and put some fries on the side. And we keep the tots more for breakfasts really than anything. Fish and chips. When I've been deep frying fish at home, I'll deep fry fish from scratch. I don't think I'm ever going to make French fries at home from scratch. I think that's just, I'm totally out on that.
You've never deep fried anything?
I've deep fried fish. I've deep fried shrimp. I've deep fried a porchetta. But the process of actually like cutting the fries, double frying the fries, like cleaning the fries. My partner makes potato wedges, which is kind of what you used to be able to get at KFC, if you know what I'm talking about. It's a popular Australian thing, and that's pretty elaborate when she makes those.
Those are in the oven, right?
Those are oven. Those are not deep fried. And I think that's as close as we're going to get in my household to making French fries from scratch.
So I've never made French fries from scratch, but that doesn't seem as intimidating to me as it seems like with a little deep fryer, a thick pot of oil. I think you could do it. I don't think it would be that hard. It would be a little frustrating the first time you do it, but I don't think it's that bad.
I don't imagine that the French fries that I'm going to make from scratch in my home kitchen are going to be better than like what you would get at McDonald's, Burger King, or even like the fast food style fries that Ore-Ida or whatever other company is putting out in the freezer. It's one of those things where I'm putting all this effort into making something and it's still not as good as like the shitty version from the grocery store.
Do you not like fries that are like fresh cut, kind of freshly whatever? You know, that style. Like, do you not like that?
I do like that. I just not enough to really try and replicate it at home. I think that Ore-Ida and the offshoot brands, which I'm sure we'll talk about, have kind of come up with something that works for me, and I don't feel like I can best it. It's not worth my time to start learning how to best it.
Sure.
How often are you making frozen potato products at your house?
You know, when I was living in LA, it was a very, very regular thing because I would always make some kind of my goal is always every meal to do a third some sort of protein, a third some sort of starchy thing, and a third greens or salad or something. So that was often the starchy thing. Yeah, but I haven't really since I've been out here too much. But I used to do it a lot.
Okay. And how would you, I guess
air fryer.
You would use the air fryer.
Yeah.
And I guess I didn't even think we'd talk about air fryers, and that's a big blind spot for me. I don't have an air fryer.
Yeah.
You do have an air fryer.
Yeah.
You love your air fryer?
I haven't used it in a little while.
Okay.
For the right thing, it's amazing. And for whatever reason, I just haven't been doing that. But like heating up, like if you're heating up something that is supposed to be crispy and warm, like it's kind of the best at doing that sort of a thing. So French fries, tater tots, like chicken fingers, like that kind of a thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
We inherited an air fryer one time, and it was, I don't know if it was like a family size air fryer. I tried to make chicken wings in it one time, and you could get like 3 chicken wings in it. And I was cooking for my partner and myself. And I was like, I don't want to, like, it's going to take me 3 batches on this air fryer to like make anything that we can eat. So we gave it to a single friend of ours, and I think she really enjoyed it. It was the right size for her. But yeah, Tater Tots, potato puffs, great for the air fryer?
Yeah.
All right.
Perfect for the air fryer.
Do we want to dig into the origins of Ore-Ida?
Well, before we do that.
Yes.
So there is a dish, a French dish called pomme soufflé. And a lot of people show similarities to it. I mean, soufflé basically means puffed, I think, essentially. It means like, yeah. So it's puffed. And they're not exactly that. And then there's also pomme dauphine, which is mashed potatoes that they cook in a similar sort of way.
Like, when you say a similar sort of way, like...
They make mashed potatoes just like you'd make mashed potatoes, and then they put them in the oven so they get sort of a crispy outside, essentially. So it's not exactly that, but it's like, it's in the ballpark. So I guess I do want to say that I do, I'm not saying that Ore-Ida did not invent the specific ones as we know them, but it's in a lineage that goes back before them. Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll do this another day, but we have when we were in France last with our friend, she's Belgian French, and she insists on ordering mashed potatoes at every meal. And we're like, oh, that must be like a cute French thing. And I think we realized later on, like, oh, no, that's just her specific thing. She's just like... If you order a meal with her, then she's ordering mashed potatoes for the table. She's like, we have to get mashed potatoes.
You have to. So 1837, legend has it that a French chef accidentally invented puffed potatoes when raw potato slices were re-dropped into hot oil after a train delay, causing them to puff into hollow pillows.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, when they're dried potatoes, it's not like made out of shreds, but it's like... I mean, I was making fun of the Cheetos earlier as being like kind of like a corn product that's like puffed and like extruded. Was it more of
no? It's more actual puffed. Puffed. But then the mashed potato ones are more like I described them, but it's more like puffed out.
Okay. When you show me that, it almost looks like a wafer kind of texture.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting. I did not have the pleasure of eating any of those in Paris,
right?
Unfortunately.
So then I started to do some research, and I don't have that much about it, but about the science of this, and like basically what happens is the starch. It has to be a very specific temperature, and the starch breaks down, and then it releases like some gas, and that's the puff. So like latkes are not very puffy as compared to potato puffs, which have a lightness to them. It's because they're cooked at just the right. They're par cooked first, and then you cook them again. They're just enough to kind of expand a little bit. Yeah,
that's the crazy thing with potatoes is like sometimes you simply must cook them twice.
Yeah.
You've heard of twice mashed potato or twice baked potatoes. This is like, but to do French fries properly, you got to fry them twice, and to do this, you got to fry them twice. It sounds like. I'm not going to cook something twice, typically, in my house.
You can't just cook it and let it rest. I mean, French fries, you cook it and you bring it out for like a minute or 30 seconds, and you, put it back in.
Yeah, I like to cook things one time only.
Okay.
So we talked a lot about frozen foods in the past. Is this the time to move into Ore-Ida? Yeah. And we talked about frozen foods in the past a lot, and this, I think we did touch on the Ore-Ida company in that episode where we talked about frozen foods, but this was like a particular frozen foods company, Ore-Ida, which is based in Oregon near the Idaho border, hence the name. Oregon, Idaho. And Idaho very much associated with potatoes. Oregon does grow a lot of potatoes also, not as associated. They have more going on than Idaho. Idaho just has the potatoes thing. Oregon has like militias and Portland and big trees, owls. Idaho.
Owls. No owls in Idaho.
No, just potatoes. Have you been to Idaho?
No, I maybe driven through. I don't know.
Sorry to all of our Idaho listeners out there.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on over there.
Please tell us about your owls, because we don't believe they exist.
But I believe these guys were Mormon, and I did see their names, and I said they are definitely like this. These seems like religious guy names. It's Francis Neffy Grigg and Golden Grigg.
They should have called him Golden Griggs.
That would be a much not a better name, but I would take that name.
Not a bad name.
Exactly. When you see the guy, his name is Nephi.
Yeah,
that's like a Bible name.
Yeah, that feels like
not just a normal Bible name like John or Paul or
Ringo,
Methuselah. But Nephi is like, he's named after like a weird class of angel, which I know because I've been watching Supernatural.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Yes,
okay,
Nephilim.
Okay, there you go.
And the guy's name is Golden also, which I think is there golden tablets in Mormon. That sounds
yes.
Okay.
Definitely. Yes.
So I did I did clock those as unusual names. I found out in a different article that they are of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Shout out.
Can I be sassy for a minute real quick?
Sure.
On clocking guys. I was driving around in Long Beach this weekend, and I saw a guy run across the street to the college campus, and I was like, that guy's a nerd. And then I really chastised myself, and I was like, I was really judgy on that guy. Like, that's so rude of me to do that, to be so judgy of this poor guy who's just trying to, like, get to school.
You were doing that while you had him in a wedgie.
I didn't quite clock him as a nerd, but I was like, what's this guy's problem? I didn't like his look, and I was like, this guy's rubbing me the wrong way. And I'm like, I'm so judgy. I'm such a judgy asshole. And then about an hour later, I was walking my dog through the campus, and he came up to me and he said, oh, excuse me. And I pulled my...
Same guy?
Same guy. He pulled my headphones out and he's like, oh, hey, I'm like trying to get a Bible study together. Do you want to do a Bible study?
There you go.
And I was like, oh, I fucking clocked it. I clocked the guy. I felt bad about myself for relying on my instinct and knowing that guy was to be avoided. Don't ask. Also, he's not trying to start a Bible study. He has a Bible thing going on that he's trying to suck you into.
Yeah.
So fuck that guy. I'm glad I've judged him so harshly. First instinct, go with your gut, you know? My gut was like, these guys are religious guys, and they are Mormon. And they did actually have some issues with nepotism later on in the line of the company. I don't know if you read much about that.
I didn't read about the nepotism.
So they founded Ore-Ida in 1934. They started with corn, and their company was called Grigg Brothers. And, you know, if you have brothers in the name of the company, there's probably going to be some nepotism, right?
Yeah, sure.
Some nepotism expected.
Like one of the brothers is actually doing the work and the other one's just kind of coasting.
Or you're going to get the other brothers or the nephews in the business.
Sure.
And not all the people with the last name Grigg are going to be as good as the first one or two Griggs that started the company.
Sure.
Is that fair to say?
Yes.
So around 1952, they bought a big plant and changed their name to the Oregon Frozen Foods Company. And they were really doing frozen corn and French fries. This is kind of the origin of the thing. And I believe their brother-in-law, Otis Williams, there you go, and one other guy, I don't have the name of the third guy or the fourth guy in front of me. But they had this problem where they were putting all of this money into like preparing the potatoes for manufacture, and there was like a lot of waste. It was like shreds of potato. You cut the French fry and you trim the French fry, and there's like all this junk, and they're like, well, we put all this work into like cleaning and prepping and transporting all this stuff, and then to just throw it away as like animal food. I think, was it pig food or horse food?
Cow, I thought, but yeah.
And so, like, all capitalists, they're like, how do we monetize this waste? Which I think in the instance of the Tater Tots is pretty good for society, but it's led to some pretty bad stuff too.
Sure, that instinct.
Check out our plastics episode.
Yeah, that's right.
And so they basically created the Tater Tot to use this wasted product, which I think is pretty innovative. Like, they didn't invent French fries, but they invented the Tater Tot. And they were calling them potato logs. So, is that right?
Yeah, that is.
Okay, potato logs. Basically, what the process is, and did you watch a video of anybody making tater tots specifically?
No, not in Ida. No.
Okay, not in the menu. You watched a home cook do it, right?
I watched a home cook do it.
Not a manufacturer.
No.
I did watch somebody Unwrapped, the Mark Summers show, between when he was making sure that his carpet strands were exactly parallel with one another.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm talking about with that? Do we do this diversion right now? I think we do. Mark Summers hosted Family Double Dare, and then he did a show on Food Network called Unwrapped.
Okay.
Where it was basically like he was in a studio and he would announce and narrate this stuff. He would like appear on camera, but they would send like the production teams to factories, food factories, and do like walk you through how a food is created. So they did an Unwrapped episode on the Ore-Ida fast food style crispy French fry. And it walks you through the whole process of how Ore-Ida makes a French fry. This is from, the 2000s or whatever. the carpet thing. Mark Summers did a big 2020 interview where he discussed his struggles with OCD.
Oh.
And he said he had all these rugs in his house, and he would spend his whole day making sure that all of the fringes on all of the rugs were exactly lined up all the time. And I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
And very much dealing with the juxtaposition of him being known for super sloppy double dare and also being like crippled by obsessive compulsive disorder, where as soon as he gets any amount of slime or frosting on him, he had to like go rush into the bathroom and go fix his carpet at home.
Howie Mandel is kind of like that too.
Yes.
He often deals in slime and ick and stuff, even though he's got very high OCD.
That's why he always has the rubber gloves around that he can put on his head.
That's right.
But I did watch the episode of how Ore-Ida these days makes their French fries, which I would be curious to know if the potato puffs is a bit more of a proprietary process. Maybe that's why they're not showing it. But it does show the waste. There were a few things that I thought were pretty interesting about the French fry process really quickly. The Ore-Ida guy says potato French fries must be 3 to 5 inches in length. That's the amount of length that people want their French fries to be.
Okay.
So 3 to 5.
Okay.
If it's longer than that, get out of here. And if it's shorter than that, then that's a discard too.
Okay.
So when you are trimming your potato to 3 to 5 inches of length, that's when you're starting to get the waste that would become a potato
That's when the
puff.
majority of people like that length right there. Okay.
What's the problem with 3 to 5 inches of length?
Nothing.
You know. Also, and this is a little bit more of an aside for myself as well, in this video they did mention that, at least in the 2000s, that they will use 1 million gallons of water in one single shift of production in making French fries. That's washing potatoes, that's separating stems from rocks and pebbles and things like that. They also steam the potatoes to get the skin off of them. And this unwrapped segment was made, early 2000s. I would imagine maybe the late 90s, when Mark Summers was still a going concern. And I do like Mark Summers. I know I'm giving him a hard time. I kid because I love. But in 2026, when we're recording this, and everybody is expressing concerns for like the water being used by data centers. I don't know if like 1 million gallons of water in like an 8-hour shift or a 10-hour shift is like comparable to a data center. I mean, maybe people would be happier to have an Ore-Ida factory. I think that like would probably bring some more jobs and
at least somebody would get to eat.
Exactly. But what's a data center using in a like 8-hour day? Do you have
I have no idea how to estimate that.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing about water usage is there's tons of, you can point to anything, and a lot of we're on a major tangent here. A lot of the pro data center people try to do that. They're like, do you know how much almonds use? And like, you can point to a lot of stuff, those are
almonds being a particularly environmentally disastrous product.
Yeah. Disastrous is is a loaded word, but yeah, almonds use a ton and should probably not be grown in Central California. But people get to eat them. That's the difference. Like the data center is just going to sit there and whir away ad infinitum. Meanwhile, this thing, like I don't know, it's feeding people. So
that's true.
I think there is a difference.
I agree, but I bumped on that in a way that the makers of that unwrapped segment in 2000 didn't
for sure
intend to.
For sure. They were just kind of almost like, look at that. Isn't that interesting?
1 million gallons of water.
For sure.
And all right, we got to get back to the tater tot invention. Sorry. But yeah, 1953, they took the seasoned sliver of potatoes. I believe it's made by making like a potato slurry. So it's taking those slivers and mixing it in with like some kind of starch. I would imagine a cornstarch. Is it potato starch?
I think so.
Okay. And water, and you kind of extrude it.
I think they do a quick par cook before that process, and then they mash it all together.
Okay.
Yeah. And they put some salt and garlic powder and stuff like that in there. Inside
of the mix. And then it comes out and it is like fried quickly or cooked in some kind of fashion and then sent out into the world.
Yeah.
And this is disputed how the name came about, and I'm obsessed with the name.
Me too.
What did you find as the origin of the name?
That Clora Leigh Orton chose Tater Tots after the brothers created a contest with her friends and employees to create the name for the potato logs that were previously there.
All right.
Is that what you found?
I found that and more. I mean, anytime a huge company says, "Oh yeah, we had our staff we had a contest with the staff and they came up with this name." I mean, that's the Flaming Hot Cheetos, speaking of another extruded product, where that was a little bit debunked that, like, oh, just some guy who worked here had this great recipe, had a great idea.
I see.
And
so you're saying it's like some marketing whiz or something?
I did see some attribution, I think in an LA Eater article, where they said there are many stories of how Tater Tot got its name, and they were saying it is believed that it was a person in the marketing department who had a thesaurus and was looking for like an alliterative name. But they say that the Grigg brothers do prefer the story of the humble
Clora
Leigh Orton winning the contest.
That checks out. That all makes sense.
And we do want to talk about the name a little bit. Is this
that's what I want to get into. I personally think the name is brilliant.
I agree.
I think it's a genius name. And for the record, these are the other ones that you will find on the shelves. Tater Puffs, Potato Puffs, Potato Gems, Potato Nuggets. And zero of them have the pizzazz that Tater Tots have. It's a perfect name.
It is a very, very good name. I do have I hope I can find it, a list of all of the names that it is used by in other parts of the world.
Okay.
Hold on, I think I've got this around here somewhere. Here we go. So Tater Tots, great name, a trademark of the Ore-Ida company. So anybody else who is using Tater Tots is illegal. And I was looking into this. I was trying to find if there was any instance of the Ore-Ida company like actually suing somebody for saying Tater Tots, because it's one of those things that has been turned into a bit of a generic term,
like Kleenex or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't say, "Hey, come to my restaurant. We have Kleenex." You know, like I think smaller restaurants like our local operation can kind of get away with saying Tater Tots in small letters on a menu, but. So I think what you kind of bumped on when we were talking about this last, or a few episodes ago, as part of my day job on the morning show, we read school lunch menus. And getting back to this school cafeteria thing, they're obviously selling Tater Tots, but they call them Potato Puffs. Because Tater Tots is a registered trademark of Ore-Ida. They invented the product. They're allowed to own the name. I think that's fair in this instance. I couldn't find any examples of them actually suing anybody for it, but try and look as you like, you can't really find anybody that's trying to claim the term Tater Tots that isn't Ore-Ida. The closest I found was Sonic, the fast food restaurant. They call them Tots.
Okay.
And people say, "Oh, Sonic sells Tater Tots." And I was like, well, do they have some kind of arrangement with Ore-Ida? They do not. If you look at their actual menu, they have Tots. And they actually do sell Sonic branded Tots. It's a big bag with a Sonic logo and it says Tots on it, Sonic Tots. But I think using Tater Tots together
for sure
is verboten unless you are the Ore-Ida company.
Yeah.
I did find some international names for Tater Tots.
Okay.
According to Wikipedia, that's where it says Ore-Ida Company's research committee used the thesaurus to come up with an alliterative name.
That checks out.
Yes.
It's a perfect name, and I'm not no shade to Clora, but that makes sense.
So in the United Kingdom, they had oven crunchies, they had hash brown potato bites, and tasty taters is in Canada.
Okay.
Tater treats is what the Safeway generic version is. Spud puppies. So I believe Taco Bell used to sell Mexican nuggets and border fries.
Mexican nuggets?
Uh-huh.
They probably seasoned them with some sort of Mexican style.
Yeah,
seasoning.
you know, but you can't call them tater tots.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the best. I love that Wikipedia calls it Oceania. So in New Zealand, well, let's start. Okay, New Zealand, they are potato pom-poms. That's cute.
I like that one.
You got to give it that.
I like that one.
And my partner being Australian, she always calls them potato gems.
Okay.
They are also called in Australia potato royals, which is also cute and fun.
Yeah, that's not bad. It's better than, I don't know why more people don't, because now we have other options. I don't know why people are using nuggets and all these other ones. Puffs. I don't like puffs.
Okay. I mean, they are technically kind of a puffed product.
Yeah. But so many foods are puffed. Like Rice Krispies are puffed. I don't know. Cheeto is a puff. Like it's not descriptive enough. Tot at least is only one thing because they nailed it.
Look, we should be on the record. We're both big fans of the tater tot. I love a tater tot. So again, like Mark Summers, if we sass, it's because we love. So, did you find much about the marketing of the tater tot when it first came out?
Well, I don't think that this is what you're looking for.
Okay.
But the Heinz, so Heinz purchased Ore-Ida after about 10 years of this, and Heinz coined this longtime advertising slogan, quote, "When it says Ore-Ida, it's all righta." And I find that so, because you can tell it's pre-Mad Men. It's like they don't really understand marketing philosophy. It's just sort of just like a quick little pithy thing, and then there it is. And apparently they use it for a long time.
Well, this is the Mad Men shit right here. This is from like around 1954. They were not, so they were, Tater Tots was not a big hit. And they like took them around to places and people were loving them. Like there's this famous story where they took a 15 bag to a hotel at some food convention and everybody just went to town on them and people like couldn't believe like, hey, it's a new processed food. We've never heard of this before. It's weird. It's good. And they couldn't sell them. And what they realized in their marketing department was that they were priced too low. So they were selling them for too cheap in stores. And once they raised the price on the product, people thought it was more of a premium product. And they said, oh, this must be nice and high end. And like, we should eat this.
It sucks that works. It sucks that works.
Yeah, it really does. We hate that is the problem. And I mean, to this day, potato tots or tater tots are still the same price as French fries, right? Like when you go into the Ore-Ida section of the freezer, I guess maybe they're cheaper to make because it's made out of like potato dust, but they still sell it at the premium price. Like, we could have had, the cheap food tater tots forever, but people just wouldn't connect with it because it's too cheap of a thing. So tater tots became a big concern and kind of helped launch Ore-Ida into the stratosphere. And you were saying they got bought by Heinz, right? Heinz at this time, these motherfuckers already got 57 varieties, but they got to start buying other people's varieties too.
That's right.
How much varieties is enough for the Heinz Corporation?
57 is not enough for sure.
But yeah, that was in the 60s, right? When Heinz bought...
Yes. So Ore-Ida went public in 61, and then Heinz bought them in 65.
And that is a hostile takeover? Or not?
I don't know.
I just watched a movie about a hostile takeover.
Okay.
The Blackberry movie.
Oh, I love that. What's his name from Nirvana, the band?
Some of the worst wigs I've ever seen in that movie. Distractingly bad wigs.
Yeah, not great wigs. But I like that movie a lot.
But so Heinz keeps it as its own brand, and then they kind of start manufacturing other stuff in the Ore-Ida factories. Stop me if I'm jumping ahead so much.
Fine.
But it's Bagel Bites was the big one, like that's very much associated with Ore-Ida, which... Why are we doing Bagel Bites in the same factory? Is it just they needed like that extra space or whatever?
I think they're just they're just throwing everything at the wall and seeing what sticks.
And then there's the Just Crack an Egg brand, also featuring some Ore-Ida stuff. This is kind of when Heinz owns everybody, you get such innovations as the Just Crack an Egg thing, which sounds gross to me.
I looked it up because I'd never heard of it. Do you know what it is?
I feel like I was aware of it. I never ate one.
Yeah.
Is this before our time a little bit?
I think so, but they still have them. It's basically like Hamburger Helper, but for eggs. So it's like things that you would put in an omelet minus the egg. And that's what they're selling.
So it's Oscar Mayer meat, it's Ore-Ida potatoes, and what's it, Kraft cheese? I don't know if it's Kraft cheese or not.
Yeah, something like that.
Kraft cheese. All companies, all brands of Kraft Heinz, put it together, and then you're supposed to just crack an egg into it and throw it into the microwave.
Yeah.
I know you don't eat eggs. I don't think that you should microwave eggs. That's not the way to do an egg, pretty much in my opinion. I can't think of an instance where I'm microwaving an egg. Not for me to do.
Yeah. Don't knock until you try it. You gotta try one of these concoctions.
You know, when we bought our house, the previous owners said, "Oh, do you guys want a stand-up freezer for our garage?" And we use it to this day, where I keep all my bones. And when we moved into the house, they left like a Farmer John's breakfast sandwich thing is like a 6-pack, and there's like 4 left. And I always like to joke that I will be paying off those breakfast sandwiches for the next 30 years.
For health reasons?
No, because they were part of my mortgage.
Oh, I see. Okay.
They came with the house, so my mortgage, the amount that I paid did include the 4 remaining Farmer John's breakfast sandwiches.
Did you eat them?
I think my partner maybe got into them. I don't think she wants me to say that on in public, but again, I'm not a guy that's going to microwave eggs. That's really not my thing. But I think she was in a hungry state when we were moving and maybe got into 1 or 2 of them.
Do you get eggs from McDonald's?
Very, very once in a while. I think the last time I had an Egg McMuffin, we were doing an early record for this show, and I stopped by the McDonald's and I'm like, I'm going to be cranky if I don't eat.
I'm pretty sure those are microwaved.
I wouldn't surprise me. My understanding was that they are actually, maybe they're cracking an egg but putting it in the microwave. But if you get a McMuffin, it is what they call a cracked egg at McDonald's.
Okay.
But where that cracked egg goes, I'm not sure. Question mark. But again, I'm not eating a lot of fast food breakfast these days. I did want to. We're talking about the Ore-Ida products. Unless you had a little bit more history to get into, I would say that the Tater Tot is the great Ore-Ida innovation, and that's why Ore-Ida is a thing. Because they invented Tater Tot, they own the name for the Tater Tot.
100%.
One of the great 20th century food innovations. If we're going to be really honest, I think a lot of people would say you could put that in the top 20, maybe 10 of 20th century foods.
Yeah, you'd have to think about it, but it's up there for sure.
And Ore-Ida is still a big going concern. They've got a lot of varieties of stuff. So it's not just Tater Tots. And we talked about this a little bit before. We were dipping into the French fry of it all. Are you eating a lot of the other Ore-Ida products? Like you say, you're not really doing French fries or anything?
No, and even when I was doing French fries, for whatever reason, I wouldn't buy the Ore-Ida ones. But
why not?
Well, people that I was cooking with loved organic stuff, and they were very into organic things. So that was a major reason. I don't think Ore-Ida really fucked with that. So yeah.
My partner, as an Australian, I mean, I think we've mentioned this on the show before, but Australia has like a higher standard of food quality, so she will buy organic whenever possible. But yeah, Ore-Ida, not organic. It's the original mass manufactured potato product. I went through the whole list of things that they sell from Ore-Ida. I went to their website and got like their product lines, and it is mostly French fries and potatoes O'Brien, which is like kind of what you would get at a diner with like onions and peppers chopped up in the potatoes. But a variety, the whole French fry line, but also the shredded hash browns, which I think Tater Tots innovated. I mean, we're talking about fast food breakfast. what McDonald's is selling along with their Egg McMuffin, that quote unquote hash brown that they're selling is really
That's basically a tater.
It's a tater tot,
long flat tater tot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's deep fried and it's done up nicely. But I think the McDonald's quote unquote hash brown owes a lot to Ore-Ida.
I love that, by the way. That's one of my favorite things. And the salsa I get salsa and I put it on there. That's
Really?
Good McDonald's breakfast.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, getting back into it, I guess, I loved the Jack in the Box version. I thought Jack in the Box did a hotter, greasier hash brown for the McDonald's than McDonald's back in the day. But thick cut steak French fries, crinkle fries, waffle fries, shoestring fries, and they do hash browns. They do the curly fries, which we haven't even talked about. They do diced hash browns, hash brown patties in the McDonald's sense, and they just launched the dinosaur shaped tater tots. And star-shaped tater tots, which other people have been doing, but this is the first time in 2026 that Ore-Ida has ever specifically delved into a shaped tater tot.
Okay.
They own the market.
Yeah.
I've seen other people doing the shaped like stars or licensed, children's.
Dora the Explorer.
Yeah, I saw a Paw Patrol tater tots where they were shaped like a bone, which I thought was cute. And they do the I think they call them potato crowns, which are the round, like the flat tots, the little circles.
Oh, right.
Which I think if you were doing certain dishes, that's maybe more advantageous to have like the little like flat parts, like if you're doing like quesadillas or whatever. But it's kind of a weirder shape than the tot. So that's what Ore-Ida has been up to. I have to say, when it comes to the name brand tater tots versus store brand potato puffs, where are you landing? If you must buy this type of product, are you going to spend up on the name brand Ore-Ida?
Probably not, no.
Okay, why not?
Because I have not noticed any difference.
Okay.
They all are roughly the same, and whatever. I'm going to put some sauce on them or something like that. So yeah, no, I'm not going to spend up.
I will say, truly, I think that Ore-Ida makes the superior tot seasoning-wise.
Okay.
I think texture-wise, you could make the case that the name brand, the off-brand made by, the imitators, your McCain's, is a big potato concern.
John McCain?
I don't think it's John McCain's, but there's there's a bunch of, Ore-Ida is a small slice of the potato market. I learned in my research on this, and I think we're going to get a little bit into this later on in the show. But the off-brand ones, like the store brand ones, I don't think the seasoning hits the same way that the Ore-Ida one does.
Okay.
I don't know if they have a trademark on the seasoning or it's secret ingredients. I know that Ore-Ida has some proprietary processes and ingredients that they are using across their line. I will not always spend up on the Ore-Ida fries if I'm doing that, but if I'm buying the tater tots, the name Tater Tots on the package means that this is going to taste how I want it to taste, and it is going to taste great.
All right.
And it's going to be better than whatever bad seasoned or slightly irregular seasoning on the Safeway brand or the Stater Brothers brand or the Kroger brand. We actually did do a taste test on the morning show that I work on here at Z1077 Studios, where we're recording, and I think I came to the arrangement. I think that the Ore-Ida was my favorite at the time.
Wow. There you go.
Yeah, so
I had no idea.
I won't always spend up on name brand for everything, but when it comes to tater tots, gotta be tots.
Yeah.
But you're fine with the store brand?
Those two T's. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. I've never done a taste test, so maybe I totally misinformed. But
Okay.
I've never noticed much of a difference personally.
Maybe it's I can just taste the money that I'm wasting.
Yeah.
When you are doing tater tots at home, what are you doing with them?
Just throw them in the air fryer. Throw them in the air fryer for about 10 minutes. Stir them one time in the middle. That's about it.
No, but you said you're going to cover them in sauce?
Oh yeah, I usually do some kind of like a hot sauce, like sriracha or it's maybe mustard, some sort of like dip it once in mustard, and then the next time we'll dip it in hot sauce, and something like that.
But you're just having them au natural.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I've never. You were talking about cooking them in stuff, right? I've never really done that.
Well, okay. So to get into the home use of tater tots a little bit. I've been seeing this more on menus where you go to a restaurant and you can get. I've seen it called Irish nachos, where it's instead of chips, it's like tater tots covered in stuff.
Okay.
I don't know if that's like corned beef or beef or whatever, but like people are using them more in the way that you would use chips as like a kind of a serving dish, like or a thing that we put an egg on it. There's a restaurant locally that does a breakfast tot that my partner and I get quite a bit, where they're covered in cheese and bacon and big fried egg on them. It's like the vehicle for other things, if that makes sense. Or you could do nachos, but with tater tots. That's not something I'm doing so much at home, but I'm seeing that a lot more on menus. My understanding is that I don't think a lot of restaurants are making their own tater tots.
Oh, no. They're getting them from Cisco.
Yeah, probably Cisco or whatever. In this Eater article, they did talk with a few restaurateurs in Brooklyn. This is from 2017, so I don't know if these restaurants are still around, but they are saying that Manresa chef David Kinch's recipe for homemade tater tots take a total of 12 hours to make. Just breaking down the potatoes, squeezing the potatoes, forming the potatoes, frying the potatoes several times. He said, we have made our own before, but after all the time and labor, we all agreed we just love our classic Ore-Ida tots the most. And head chef of Talday in South Brooklyn, Dale Talday, says, fuck making them. He says, there's no benefit from making them unless you are a sadist. And I would have to agree with him on that.
I like his spirit.
You said you did watch a video of somebody making tater tots
it
at home?
didn't seem that bad. I mean,
Okay.
maybe they weren't doing it with such care, but they just kind of made a potato mush, and then they just kind of spooned them into little log shapes, and then they cooked them. And
Okay.
it didn't seem that hard.
Did you see the finished product? Did they look good?
They looked okay. They didn't look maybe exactly, and that's probably the issue. Is like if you had a restaurant, you would and you had that on the menu, people expect something very specific.
Yes.
So yeah.
And you kept comparing them to latkes earlier on in the show.
Yeah.
Which I like a latke, but a latke is not a potato tot. It's not a potato tot. It's not even a hash brown.
Right.
It's a really specific thing.
Yeah.
It's got egg in it, so it's like but it's already like a lot heavier. I'm sure you do a vegan latke when you cook a latke.
Yes.
But you are using a binder, which I don't think tater tots have. They have a little
That's the
potato
starch.
starch.
That's the starch. Yeah.
Okay. And there is certainly something to going to a restaurant, and even if they're getting the Ore-Ida frozen, tater tots, deep frying them, I think, does something
For sure.
unique to them, and it elevates it above what a home chef is going to be able to do on a Tuesday night.
For sure.
Or if I'm going out for breakfast tots, I'm like, well, these tots are going to be a lot crispier than they're going to be pretty good when they come out of my oven. But if you deep fry them just out of the bag, they're going to be, substantially better, a step up.
For sure.
Did you want to talk about the potato fixing? The potato price fixing? Did you see anything about the potato price fixing?
No, I was reading. I have other stuff, but no. Tell me about the potato price fixing.
The U.S. Department of Justice is working on a major antitrust lawsuit involving frozen potato processors. 4 dominant companies failed to justify their use of a shared data platform allegedly used to coordinate price increases between 2021 and 2023. This is almost exactly what we talked about with the egg price
it's
fixing.
identical, and this means that this is happening with every product we buy. Yeah.
When we're complaining about groceries costing a lot more these days, they're just charging whatever they want.
That's right.
And the U.S. Department of Justice, even if they are super successful with this lawsuit, as they were pretty successful with the egg price fixing lawsuit, it doesn't actually mean that much for consumers, unfortunately, right?
No.
It's a drop in the bucket, essentially.
Yeah.
We were looking at what the egg companies are paying in their price fixing deals, and it was not that much. With that said, Ore-Ida was not named in this price fixing lawsuit. As to the best of my knowledge, it was for all the information I saw said it's 4 companies who have 97% of the potato processing industry.
97. It's got to be. Ore-Ida's. You're saying that they're in the 3%?
That's what I was taking away from that. I really couldn't find any reference of Ore-Ida being named in this lawsuit. And I think maybe Ore-Ida, being a subsidiary of larger companies, is a very front and center product, consumer facing brand. But I saw some of the other ones. It's McCain's was the big one. Lamb Weston, J.R. Simplot, and Cavendish Farms. It says...
so McCain Foods produces Ore-Ida.
Oh, do they?
That's what, yes.
Okay. I was trying to find the connection between them, and did they buy them from Heinz?
McCain's Foods purchased Ore-Ida's food service division in 1997, acquiring 5 of the company's plants, including the Burley location.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're kind of in the mix of Ore-Ida, but they're not like the out-and-out owners of Ore-Ida.
Yeah.
I think when I was trying to research this, and again, I wish I had a little bit firmer grasp on it, but it looked like McCain's was selling Ore-Ida branded products in the like commercial sector.
Yeah, I think that's exactly. So the brand is owned by Heinz, but McCain's basically makes them. They do the food processing.
I got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. So Ore-Ida, yes, named in the potato price fixing thing. And again, Tater Tots, the original price fix thing. We got to raise the price on these so people don't think that they're cheap shit.
Yeah, it's still gonna work. People are not hip to this product yet. Yeah. 2 months ago, McCain Foods recalled 650 pounds of tater tots over plastic contamination concerns.
Okay, well, they're just trying to use the stuff that's left on the factory floor, Adam.
Yeah. And then there was a major lawsuit a long time ago in 2008, but it was California. And apparently not just Ore-Ida, but a lot of chip and potato brands. There's this chemical compound that forms naturally in certain starchy foods, and it was proven to be potentially carcinogenic. And so California sued the shit out of them.
And how did that go?
Where was that? They settle. The California Attorney General settled the lawsuit, where they're gonna these companies are gonna pay civil penalties, and then they're gonna agree to lower the amount of that, as well as a label if there is above a certain amount. Basically,
okay.
Yeah.
There was a lawsuit that was dismissed against Ore-Ida from 2015. Somebody claimed that the 0 grams of trans fat labeling on the Ore-Idas was false, but the claim was dismissed with prejudice, and the details of why it was dismissed have not been released. So, yeah, there you go. What shape would you like to see your tater tot come in next?
I mean, the classic shape is probably the best, but I like the dinos, stuff like that. I'll check those out. That's cute. I'll try a dino tot.
You know, I get weird when chicken comes in a shape. Like, I know that McDonald's nuggets are like some guy in a marketing department designed these shapes to feel chickeny. And when I see chicken shaped nuggets in like dinosaurs or stars or whatever, that really weirds me out because it's like an animal product. And when you start shaping potatoes in a certain way, that's more acceptable to me.
Okay.
Because it's not like, a dead creature or whatever being like turned into a different dead creature.
Right.
Like the potato smiles, which we really haven't touched on in this episode. Have you seen those?
No.
It's a puffed product. I think it's a little bit different from a tater tot. It looks like the potato discs, like the tater tot discs, but I think it's a more homogeneous texture. It's not as flaky, and it has 2 dots. It has like it's a smiley face with a little cut and 2 dots to make a little smiley face.
Very cute.
I've actually never eaten one, but I have seen them around.
Okay.
I saw a reference to this in my research, but I never actually saw a physical example of it. But tater tots shaped in letters.
Oh, okay.
like alphabet soup, so you can spell out a message to your loved one, or you can have a dinner party and make everybody have their name on the little plate in tater tots.
Love it.
And Elizabeth will be much more full by the end of the night than me, Jeff. So, but you know, you could spell out dirty stuff or whatever with the tots. You know. Blow me, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Sorry, Elizabeth, we didn't have enough letters, so we made it blow me.
But I think that would be fun. You know, I'm a bit of a wordsmith, so I think it would be fun to like write a sentence in potato.
It sounds very fun. Honestly, it's yeah.
Bring it back.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, we're like Wright is finally dabbling in shaped tots again in 2026. We got the stars, we got the dinosaurs. Let's get letters back.
Yeah, see, that's kind of my thing is like this stuff is so, it is, just like you said, McDonald's, it's mashed and smushed and shaped. So like, whatever, let's have some fun with it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, a bachelorette party could get an erotic tater tots dish going.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
All right, call us. We got some nasty
got
ideas.
good
for you.
ideas.
We're in the gutter.
You'll sell tens of these units.
Adult themed tater tots for your bachelor and bachelorette parties.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Great idea.
Absolutely disgusting. Any final thoughts on tater tots?
Nope, I think I'm good.
All right. Well, check out Tater Tots. They are good.
Check them out, your local store.
That's our plug for the episode.
Yeah.
No guest today, so check out Tater Tots.
Like and subscribe.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
For Clean Up on Now podcast, I'm Jeff Harmetz. Thanks, Adam Flixton.
Thank you.